Hey, Utah Mammoth fans, Tusks up, and welcome into your Utah Mammoth Daily. So, that didn't go well. The Utah Mammoth and the Anaheim Ducks, well, yeah, 6-1 doesn't look good any way you slice it, really. But we're here to do something about it. So, yeah, it's tough to swallow that one. The Mammoth dropped their third preseason game in as many tries, falling 6-1 to the Anaheim Ducks last night in Southern California. Anaheim jumped out early. Drew Hellison scored near the end of the first period. The Ducks added two quick goals in the second, including Matthew Phillips tipping in a shot and Beckett Seneke scoring soon after. Utah finally answered the bell before the end of the second with Dylan Gunther assisted by Schmaltzy and Sergey. But Anaheim just pulled away in the third with a pair more goals to seal the win. Coach Andre Turigny had some pointed feedback after, which I think is needed at the moment because the Mammoth have kind of been glazed a little bit this offseason, being the sleeper team, the team to watch, some roses being laid at their feet. Energy and battle level, especially in back-to-back nights, have been lacking. And I think that's fairly obvious for anybody who has watched even 10 seconds of any of these games. The team just hasn't been there. It's like they're still sleepwalking or sleep skating through these games. He emphasized that preseason is still about evaluation, culture, and structure, making sure veterans are steady, rookies and fringe guys are pushing hard. One thing I don't like about the preseason is those guys that are pushing hard, the fringe players, are going to be out there and they're going to be playing maybe a little bit too reckless and laying hits on established NHL players trying to make a name for themselves, causing injuries. Logan Cooley, Alexander Kerfoot. Yeah, that I don't like that part of preseason hockey. A lot of people say, yeah, that's just hockey, but I mean, it goes in the same way in the NFL in the preseason. In these sports, the less of these games, the better, I think, honestly. So what should we take away from this one? The shooting percentage was low. Power plays didn't convert. Defensive lapses cost them. But there were flashes. Gunther obviously is going to score his goals. There's good puck control at times. Moments of pushback, but it's early. There's still a lot of work to do before opening night. And how soon is too soon to push the panic button? Well, obviously the preseason is way too soon to push any sort of buttons. So let's just continue to be patient. Early on, Andre Turigny has said that he's just letting the guys kind of do the lines themselves, play with different people, just to see how the cohesion and teamwork looks. As we get into the second half of the preseason, that's going to go away. I'm sure Andre Turigny has already taken that away from the team after these three performances where they've only put up a combined, 4 goals. So we're looking at better performances to come, especially against Vegas, the Kings, and the Sharks as we move forward. But wow, this team might force me to eat my words earlier in the season than I would like. Injury news. So some tough news to start the season that I didn't really want to talk about. Alexander Kerfoot, who signed a 1-year prove-it deal this summer, is listed as week to week with a lower body injury. He could be out for a while. That's not good news. We need Kerfoot around. Last season, he played all 82 games and posted 28 points, being that third line leader, really. Third or fourth line didn't matter. He was the leader on the ice during that time. So Kerfoot's going to be out for a while, and I don't like that. On top of that, forwards Logan Cooley, Jack McBain, and Barrett Hayton. That's an entire line gone, all out day to day. Cooley's injury came from a dirty hit, in my opinion. Just my words, not any official words of anyone anywhere else, but just my opinion. A dirty hit by Zakhar Bardakov in the Sunday preseason matchup against the Avalanche, where Lawson Krause stood up for his teammate and gave Bardakov read him the riot act, really. These absences open up a window, though. With Kerfoot unavailable and Cooley, McBain, Hayton limited, they could be sat for the rest of the preseason. Guys deeper in the lineup have a chance to step up. Few names to look out for. Cole Bedoin, Tijigindla, and Daniil Boot are among those to watch. Getting reps, pushing, trying to earn regular roles. These are the moments where depth matters and where young or less proven players can make these statements. And the names that I just read off to you are the names to watch. It means there's more ice time for Cole Bedoin, Tej Ginla, and Daniil Boot. Daniil Boot already proved what he can do with that silky smooth stick handling, but he needs to be more even keel during the game while not having the dips, just kind of being the even keel and then having those spikes of brilliance, even keel, spike of brilliance. That's what I want to see from Daniil Boot. So Cole Bedoin, he's been getting preseason reps, power play time, minutes in various roles. If he can bring consistency, this could be his shot to hit the opening night lineup. Tej Ginla, a lot of fans have been disappointed. I don't know why. I haven't really been all that disappointed from Tej. I think he has earned his spot on the NHL roster. He's another player that is big enough, he's strong enough, he's only 20 years old, if that old. He's ready to go, and I think he should be on the opening night roster. And then Daniil Boot, younger, less established, but these kinds of opportunities are exactly what can accelerate a career. If he brings energy, effort, and the scoring touch that we've seen, and tack on that defensive responsibility that seems to be lacking from this younger core of guys, that could force the coaches to put him on that opening night roster over a Cole Bedoin. Also, keep your eyes on Dylan Guenther and his improvement, seeing if he can kind of supplant maybe somebody else on the top line, maybe be a top liner himself. He could be that guy. Schmaltzy, too. Schmaltzy needs to improve. I think he can. So those are two guys that can really step up their game as opening night approaches here in a couple of weeks. Injuries are never good, but for any team, especially a team like Utah, trying to build culture and depth, this is part of the process. It's part of hockey. The ability to respond will tell us a lot about the team and whether this roster is made of tougher stuff. I hope they are, honestly. I really do hope that they are made of tougher stuff and not, I don't want to call them soft, but they did get pushed around a lot last year. And now, what do we have to look forward to? Well, looking forward, the Mammoth get a few days off, blessedly, after 3 games in 2 days, before returning to practice on Wednesday, so they get to Tuesday off. Their next preseason game is Thursday, September 25th, on the road in Vegas against the Golden Knights at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. It will be on NHL Network. It'll also be on Utah 16. So if you want to catch that game, you certainly can. Lineup adjustments for those missing. They'll need to see how the combos with Bedoin, Ginla, and Boot fare. Maybe not all 3 on the ice at the same time. I think that would be coaching malpractice if you put all 3 on the ice at the same time. But it could happen. Special teams. Utah had 5 power plays last night against the Ducks, but couldn't convert. Their penalty kill saw action, but will need to tighten up, especially when the games are closer. Goalie rotation. Last night, Veggie started and Stauber came in. Veggie just had one of those nights that goalies always have. He just 77% save percentage, and it was just a rough night for him. He'll bounce back. He'll be fine. Jackson Stauber came in and kind of put forward the performance you would expect of someone in the depth chart like a Jackson Stauber. So Vitek Vanacek had the night off because he played the night before, so that's why we saw what we saw. The goalie situation is a little... It makes my tummy rumbly a little bit, but for now, again, no need to hit any panic buttons. But the battle level and energy, the Bear keeps calling this out. And if your coach needs to repeatedly call it out, the leadership in the locker room needs to take over. So back-to-back games are always rough with traveling and everything else that's involved with traveling. But the fight, the work ethic, the board battles that they repeatedly lost against the Ducks, those will separate who's just auditioning and who's locking in. Who's going to be in the AHL or the ECHL, and who's actually going to be their opening night. So remember, preseason doesn't define a season. It lays the groundwork. Utah's young players have to seize the moment better. With Kerfoot out and Cooley, Hayton, and McBain day-to-day probably out for the majority of the preseason, this is the kind of stretch where careers are made or stalled or even lost. So that's it for today's Utah Mammoth Daily. We'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. Tusks up, and I'll see you then.